Now, Jane Velez-Michell, Reggie Harris, Rote with sports, and John Bolaris with weather. This is Channel 2 News Saturday. Everything you need to know, because anything can happen in New York.
The fatal fury of a storm gone by. A river becomes a raging tomb for hundreds in Mexico. Gilbert also spawns dozens of tornadoes which zero in on San Antonio, Texas. And even though Hurricane Gilbert is no more, its effect has been devastating. Good evening. Jane Velez-Michell has the night off. Diane Dimond is with us. The most powerful storm ever to hit the Western Hemisphere is no longer a hurricane, but tonight Gilbert has unleashed a flood of water that's claimed many lives. And while many people in Texas are breathing a sigh of relief, they are mourning in Mexico. Channel 2's Mark Schumacher has been covering the deadly storm all week and joins us live right now from South Padre Island in Texas. Mark.
Well, Reggie, we have found out today that Gilbert can be deadly even as a tropical storm. As you mentioned, he was downgraded, but here on South Padre Island, as you can see behind us here right now, we're very close to Brownsville, very close to the Mexican border. We still have turbulent weather. We've got a lot of wind, a lot of rain. Those conditions have caused an enormous amount of death and destruction just south of here in Mexico within the last few hours.
Our John Bolaris has been mapping and watching this storm all day long. He's at the weather map now. This is not a hurricane anymore, is it?
No, Gilbert has been downgraded to a tropical depression. We've been tracking Gilbert all week long in the Weather Center, that constant push to the west-northwest. Notice the push. It's now over Texas. See it? It's just kind of pushed in from off the northern Mexico coast over inland Texas. Now, the redness indicated it was still quite a hurricane. Winds packing 120 miles per hour here yesterday afternoon. But as it moved inland, the winds dropped off dramatically. But that does not matter. The rain continues, and the rain is just as deadly as the wind, or perhaps even more so. That's why all concern for the deep south, including Texas, not to mention tornadic activity. San Antonio, Texas reported 8 tornadoes just this afternoon. I'll watch Gilbert. I'll have more on Gilbert later on in the broadcast and our own local forecast as well. Diane.
There's more to come tonight. A new poll is out as Campaign 88 continues to heat up.
Mike Dukakis rails the vice president on the environment, while George Bush spends the weekend ringing bells and swearing in. And tragedy averted just feet from the ground over Italy when we continue.
There's never been a better time to watch the CBS Evening News. Until now. The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. The best a half hour earlier. Weekdays at 6:30 on Channel 2.
Sports now, Rock Road doing it, and the Yankees, do they really want to be number one? I mean, do they?
Sometimes they look like they do, and sometimes they don't. Today, they didn't. The only way you could describe today's Yankee-Red Sox game is weird. Some strange defensive plays, and the game would be played under a Yankee protest as a fan apparently interfered with the ball. Well, fourth inning, some of the weirdness. Benzinger muffs the squeeze attempt. Slot has Greenwell in between no man's land, third and home. Now he runs him down, looks like he's got it, but the ball comes loose. He's called safe. Now, the replay clearly showed Slot had possession long enough as he tagged Greenwell. Hell, Greenwell never would score. He was stranded anyways. Bad call by the ump. Fifth inning, protest. Boggs with the deep drive down the left field line. Fans hanging over from the bleachers. Umpire called interference. Henderson would make the catch anyways, but it was ruled Ricky would not have been able to make the play there on Jody Reed. 1-0 Boston. Yanks were tied up at 1 apiece, but in the 8th, Dwight Evans says goodbye. Solo home run over the Green Monster. 2-1 Boston, his 100th RBI for Evans. Boston took a 3-1 lead into the 9th. Bruce Hurst pitching a gem today. 3 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. Final score 3-1 Red Sox. Yankees now 5.5 back. But keep in mind they've got 1 more game in Boston and 3 more games coming up next week at Yankee Stadium. At the Mets at Shea this afternoon, trying to take another step toward locking up the NL East race. But today's game against the Expos, the Mets' magic number was standing at 6. We've dropped 1 more, folks. In the 4th inning, 1-1, Strawberry singles to straightaway center field. Backman hustles around from second, around third, scores ahead of the throw up the line. 2-1 Mets. 8th inning, 3-2 New York. 2 on. Kevin McReynolds unloads on Jeff Parrott, and see ya. 3-run shot. 6-2 Mets win, magic number now down to 5. The Mets become the first team to win 90 or more games in 5 consecutive seasons. Last night, Reds pitcher Tom Browning became the 14th pitcher in modern-day history to throw a perfect game. How about that? Yeah, Tom. He did it after having to wait a 2.5-hour rain delay. His 1-0 victory over the Dodgers was the first 27-out performance since 1984. Finally, out at Belmont, it was the $831,000 Woodward Handicap. The 8th race featured Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner Alashiba and Derby runner-up 49er. And, of course, we'll have that call for you later on tonight at 11 o'clock. And also some Olympic highlights, or at least some details from the Olympics later on today also.
You know that name Stonebreaker is a great name for a football player.
Definitely broke one on that one.
Great name for a football player.
When we come back, the Sunday weather picture.
John Bolaris tells us if the rain will let up, and a savory blend of good food and great cultures. Stay with us.
John Bolaris joins us now with the weather. We know what Gilbert's doing down south. Is any of that going to move up here?
And perhaps by Tuesday or Wednesday, some remains of Gilbert may move this way in the form of showers. Nothing too significant, though, so don't get too worried about that. Let's roll the weather video. We have some shot of rain on 5th Avenue, courtesy of Charlie Simmons, Don Silverman. This was a little bit, a few hours ago this afternoon as we check the current readings. Kind of a cool evening, 59 degrees after an afternoon high of 68, humidity 97%, winds out of the south at 3, pressure falling, and we have some light rain. Let's check in on Gilbert, no longer a hurricane now, a tropical depression. What does that mean? Winds less than 39 miles per hour, but still packing a wallop over northern New Mexico, over northern Mexico and Texas. Lots of rain down there to contend with. That will be the story down there for the next 24 hours. For us, some light rain, nothing like Gilbert. 62 at Flushing, 63 East Islip, Westport, Connecticut, 61 Newburgh, 58 cool spot Monticello in the southern Catskills, 54 degrees. Radar shot indicating a good deal of light sporadic rain all through New Jersey back to eastern PA, grazing the south shore of the island. It's all generally moving to the east. Will be with us, let's say for the next 12 hours, clear out by tomorrow morning. Occasional rain for tonight, drizzle, and some patchy dense fog. Look out for that. Lows here in the city, 57 to 62, 55 Bergen County, 50 Sussex County. Tomorrow, some morning fog and drizzle, then some afternoon sun. It will be humid during the afternoon, highs up around 80. 5-day forecast, Monday, hazy sunshine, humid, low 80s. Tuesday, maybe some showers arriving from Gilbert Tuesday night. Those showers may continue into midweek.
Keep your umbrella handy.
Always.
Great. Thanks, John.
We leave you with the melting pot of New York, serving up a savory mix of food and music today. The 13th annual Queens Ethnic Festival featured music and dance performances of cultures from Puerto Rico to Greece. Kids of all ages were dancing in the aisles, warmed by the beat, the sun, and the snacks, of course. The festival celebrates the diversity of our ethnic heritages and the joy of sharing them with each other.
And that's it. That's the early edition of Channel 2 News Saturday. I'm Diane Dimond, sitting in for Jane Velez-Michell. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Reggie Harris. We're all back tonight at 11. Until then, thanks for having us in. Make it a good evening.
Ugh, it's all wet.
Is the heat and humidity getting you down?
Hey, dude, yeah.
You say you need a vacation.
I've lost my ability to draw!
May we recommend a week at Walt Disney World with win, lose, or draw?
Everybody's here. Donald's here. Minnie's here.
Sally's here.
I'm having a ball!
Clifton's here.
I am having an awesome time.
Mark is here. And Maria's here at Disney World all week on win, lose, or draw. It all starts Monday night at 7 on Channel 2.
If you see news in the making, tell 2. Call the Channel 2 News toll-free hotline. 1-800-CH2-NEWS.